What it do to you? It's your boy Neff, all the way back in this spot like I never left. And today I'm going to be reviewing. And today I will be reviewing. Said that perfectly this time. Murder on the Orient Express. All right, Murder on the Orient Express. So this movie just came out. It's a remake. Now I don't know if you do know this, but yes, the movie is a remake. It came out from the '70s. I believe it was the '70s, and it's a mystery. It's a Agatha Christie, and so it just so happened that, ironically, like in the past year or so, I've been trying to pound out movies and just watch everything from classics to black and whites to westerns to everything. But I wind up watching. I just so happened to watch this film about, let's say, 8 or 9 months ago, the original from the '70s, and it's a mystery. And I don't know if you know that people know that, but I really like a good mystery. But for a mystery to be really successful, there's several things that mysteries need. You need a big cast. If you have a cast of 2 or 3, it's not going to work. You need a big cast, right? Because for a good whodunit, we have to not know. And I like when a movie does it right, and I hate when a movie does it wrong. Let's look at, what movie did it really bad? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the David Fincher remake, not the one from Sweden, but the one American version. The reason, now I don't know if you remember, but the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was advertised as a mystery. And now when you watch the preview, you see a big cast, an ensemble. You see I think 10, 15 people, if I remember correctly, because it revolved around a family, and the aunts and uncles and whatever, 15 people. And I was like, wow, okay, we've got a really good cast. But when you watch the film, only 4 people had speaking lines. And if you know about mysteries, the villain will never ever be somebody who's just in the background. We have to know, there has to be moments where the villain is expressing themselves. We have to see that. If you don't believe me, just watch any mystery. Honestly, you can watch Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo taught us about mysteries. They let us know, they gave us the idea of the mystery. They put the villain in front of our face. Scooby-Doo did a really good, I know it sounds funny, but Scooby-Doo did a really good job of letting us know who the villain or the bad guy, the killer, or whomever was. So fast forward back to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It did a really bad job in letting us know who the villain is. Movies like Clue let us know. You need a big cast of around 15 or 8, about 8 or 9. That's what I would say. And then they all have to be speaking, and we have to think that anybody or everybody can be the possible villain. So let's go to Murder on the Orient Express. Now, my second problem is, when you do a remake, you've got to change something up. Now, this film does have a big ensemble cast, the remake, Murder on the Orient Express, but what the film does is it tells the exact same story. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because this is what the film is about. It's too much of a spoiler. But the film basically is about, so there was this family, there was a death in this family. And it just so happened that all the key players of the family that died happened to be on this train. And it's that's the best I can say without giving the film away. And I don't want to give it away because that's so much of the film. But it's damn, they changed nothing. Now, they did create more roles for minorities. If you've seen the preview, the black guy who and they made him a doctor too. Wow, they didn't even make him the cargo guy. They made him he's actually somebody with a brain. So then there's him. Then there's my baby who I love, Penelope Cruz, who's, I believe, Mexican or Spanish. She's some form of Spanish descent. I believe Mexican, I'm not sure. And, she's in the film as well. And the film really does a good job of, putting, in the interview style of where, because every murder mystery has to have it. We need to know who people are and how they function and how they've come to be in this world. And it does that, just like the original. But as I'm watching, I'm in the theater, I'm like, because my thing was, just don't remake the entire film, because honestly, you'll never guess who the killer is in part one in the original. It's like so confusing, it's so hard, which made it good. Like, I would have never guessed that ending because it was just so well done and complicated. So when I go to see a sequel, I'm like, you have to do the same thing. Don't make this film something that I can just piece together. I mean, don't make it so much like the original. Do something different. And I get it. It's kind of hard because the ending was so specific and such a certain type of ending in terms of who the villain is, who the killer is. They didn't change it. They kept the exact same thing. They just changed the characters, and it's like, man, if there's one feeling I left when I saw this film in the theaters, that this film has very weak writing. I mean, it does a good job at giving us a nice big cast or a nice big pool of people I could assume. But man, like, you have got to do better than just keeping the same ending as the original. And then two, which I didn't like, Johnny Depp. So basically, they're on this train and there's a murder, and I'm not giving that away. That's in the actual trailer. So there's an actual murder, and you see all these characters. You see Michelle Pfeiffer, Penelope Cruz, and Willem Dafoe, and you see all these people. You see Judi Dench. You see all these great like A-list or like A- list actors, and then you see Johnny Depp, who's definitely A-list, and I'm like, wow, Johnny Depp's in this. I love that kid. He's amazing. And then as it turns out, Johnny Depp becomes he's the one who gets killed, and I'm like, yo, man, Johnny Depp is he's what I came to the theater to see. Like, I want to see Depp. I want to see him. He should have played, the inspector as a solver. Actually, I mean, he could play so many roles. Like when he played in The Long Rangers, the Indian. Of course, it was cultural appropriation. I'm not trying to deny that, but be that as it is, I mean, Hollywood's still gonna be Hollywood. But I still think he did a decent job playing an Indian. Maybe some people can't get past the cultural appropriation. Like, why do you need a white person to play even an Indian role? But whatever. I'm not gonna get into those politics. But I think he played the role halfway decently. Probably a bunch of people will disagree. I think he did it decently. And I say all that to say this, like, he's a type of acting talent that I want to see make it through the film. It's not enough that he's just in it initially. I want to see him through the film. You had other people who were like virtually nobodies, and I'm like, why not make them the departed or the recently deceased, but give us Depp, give us Johnny, but they didn't, and so I do like that they gave us a nice ensemble or pool of actors or pool of like people to choose from to find out who my villain is. So I like the ensemble. It was about 8 or 9 people, but I do not like that Johnny Depp was the victim, so he wasn't involved with helping catch the villain, and I did not like that it's the same exact film from the 70s. They changed nothing, just changed actors. And I found that to be very problematic. I felt like you cheated me. Like, you got to change when you remake a film or you remake a book or adapt a book. You've got to change at least one thing, and the film doesn't do that, and that kind of hurt. But whatever. But yeah, I do give it a solid 7. The film is still good, so check it out. All right, well, thank you so much. That's my review of Orient Express. I suggest you go see it, and that's it. And your boy Neff is out, baby. Peace. Produced by Flydrum Media.